welcome to My Dude Watch. My name is Jason and today we are talking Homage watches. We're going to show you several variations of some of the legendary and iconic watches like 50 Fathoms, the Seiko Monster, and the 62 MAS, and we want to know who did it better. This should be fun, so you know the deal. Grab a snack, pull up a chair, and let's talk watches. We are ready to roll, but before we do, let's do a blistering fast wrist check. This is the Bernie Titanium Field Watch. This is a 37mm tool watch that is rugged, tough, and dependable. It's available in several variants. This one here is a pale yellow and it only weighs 42 grams. I think it looks great and it's an extreme value versus cost. So check it out. I want to ask you really quick before we get going, if you don't mind and you've not already done so, if you'll consider subscribing. It will only take you a second, but it really does help the channel. No matter where you stand regarding Homage watches, you have to admit they are a part of our horological makeup. They are here to stay, and truthfully, it doesn't bother me so much. I thought it may be fun to look at several of the most homaged watches and see who does it better. Now remember, this is just for fun, and you may or may not agree with my interpretations of these incredible dive watches. And if you don't, that's okay, but I'd love to hear your thoughts at the end. Okay, let's do it. Up first, let's talk about the 50 Fathoms Homage. These are some nice pieces here, and when it comes to this classic dive watch, when Swatch and Blancpain collaborated together, it renewed interest in this diver, and all of a sudden you have Thorn, Tandorio, Steeldive, Watch Dives, Ardune, and more. Even Spinnaker got in on the action. These are all well-made homages, but which is the best value for your money? When you compare specs, dimensions, cost, refinement, etc., there are a lot to consider. Spinnaker is more than I'd like to spend for this kind of homage watch. And Tandorio, although a nice version, it simply doesn't measure up to the others. Tandorio has a place in the homage world, and there are clearly tiers when it comes to homage watches, and out of the ones I've just mentioned, at least to me, they aren't near the top. After considering each brand's attempt, I believe it's time for us to recognize that Watch Dives are an incredible micro brand, and their homages are classical and near the level of excellence. They make a really good product with improved, almost exceptional craftsmanship and refinement throughout their catalog. I think I like their version of the 50 Fathoms the best. These renditions have some differences, and there are things that separate Watch Dives from the others. Firstly, it's inexpensive compared to the others, yet it offers the same value or even better because of the premium components. Another thing, the shorter lugs you get with Watch Dives allows it to fit better for more people, so more watch buyers can enjoy it. Most 50 Fathoms traditionally have longer lugs, but not here. The length of this watch is 48 millimeters, where the others are 50 millimeters or even longer. The case is familiar to the original design, but just different enough. I also like that it's bead blasted. It looks great and there are no sharp edges. Watch Dives also gives you a nice bevel, which gives you an interesting look. Watch Dives also gives you the option of mineral crystal or sapphire, and that's pretty neat to have that option. The bezel is also fully loomed and it looks awesome. That's not the case with all of these homages. You also get 300 meters of water resistance with Watch Dives, so that is a tool watch. This is a clean and well executed design, and I hope you will check it out. They start around $80 and it goes up from there depending on your choice of crystal. You can't go wrong with Steeldive either, nor can you go wrong with Thorn, but I think Watch Dives edges them both out. Up next, we'll take a look at the Seiko Monster Homage. The Seiko Monster is also a classic, legendary dive watch. Seiko has a stable full of these kind of iconic watches. There is no shortage of these incredible homage watches. Addiesdive makes a clean, durable, and tough monster. Tandorio brings its affordable version to the table, as does Seeknight, Ardune, Seestern, and so does Steeldive and Heimdallr. When I checked out the Seeknight, the bezel was ever so slightly misaligned. That's something that you can't overlook, and the edges are really sharp at the 2, 6, and 10 o'clock positions, so that removes them from consideration. The differences between the other watches is very slight in my mind, but it came down to a few things. The first is bezel operations. To me, in my experiences with these watches, the Steeldive bezel is very good in most cases. Ardune is always solid as well, but Heimdallr on this particular model is outstanding. There are clear and precise clicks and absolutely zero backplay with just enough tension. The bezel is a clear advantage for Heimdallr, and looking at the case of each one, Heimdallr again edges out the others. I would say an honorable mention would go to Ardune and Steeldive, but for my money, Heimdallr takes this one by a nose. A few other noticeable advantages on this Heimdallr model may not be glaring, but they are noticeable. For instance, the lume is better than that of the Steeldive. It's true, this monster is lit up like a torch. The case finish is immaculate, and it's both brushed and polished, and it's very well executed. The bracelet itself is far better than that of the other divers on this list. It has 20mm lug width, solid links, solid end links, brushed center links, and a fold-over machined clasp with a safety pushers. This bracelet is heavy and adds to the weight of the watch, but it's very well balanced, solid, and durable. And this one is powered by the NH36A, which has a day-date complication. In my mind, this is the best of the bunch. I realize there are other Monster homages, but there was no way I could list them all. If you know one you think is better, please let me know. We will now turn our attention to the awesome 62 MAS Homage. Again, these are all incredible, and you cannot pick a bad one of the bunch. Here you see the Tandorio version, which is sharp as tacks. Seestern has a beautifully made, well-spec diver, and we all know Seestern makes a great watch. San Martin also jumped in the fray a few years back and has had several versions. The dimensions, the workmanship, along with the San Martin refinement is spectacular. Heimdallr has an incredible version as well. Check out that shark logo. That looks just great. Now, when you compare the best of the bunch, you have to look at San Martin and Seestern. I know these inside and out can tell you why I think Seestern is the better. If you look at the refinement of these two watches and the quality of the specific parts, it's evenly matched. Seestern has the better, more refined case and historically has been drastically cheaper than San Martin. But San Martin has the better bracelet easily. The feel is better and more refined and really a great fit. Everything about that San Martin is really good, but the perfection in which Seestern's finish is compared to San Martin of this specific model is clear. I think the build quality is just as good. It's a tough matchup for San Martin. San Martin also uses the PT5000 movement, which I am happy to see something other than the NH35, but both movements are reliable and steady. If you take everything into account, I will take Seestern by a nose. That's just me personally. And look, I know San Martin is known for its refinement, but on these watches, Seestern has done a better job. Okay, we talked about some awesome watches today. We did put links into the description, so if you go there and you check it out and you decide you want to investigate it a little further, if you end up buying one, just remember My Dude Watch does get a small commission, but you don't pay more. Hey, you made it to the end of another video. Thank you for doing that. We really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw today, please take the time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really will help. Okay, I've been told to wrap it up, so we're going to close the show. But thanks again for watching. We really do appreciate that. My name is Jason with My Dude Watch, and we'll see you next time. Wait, but wait. Don't forget, dudes can't be late.